Leading the brand communications debate, this is Mags on Media and some advertising briefs now. The 108-year-old sneaker brand Converse hitting the ground running with a short film called Manhattan Days, which celebrates the brand's love for creative types. After filing for bankruptcy in 2001 and being bought by Nike in 2003, the brand has done a 180-degree turn and really seems to understand its audience. And it's hats off to the launch of the 2014 Sansui Summer Cup horse racing event, which happens at Turfentine Racecourse here in Johannesburg at the end of November. The organisers deciding to pay tribute to Johannesburg's everyday jockeys with this clever, sharp piece of communication.
It's a sweltering day as the Josie jockeys get ready for action. Saturday, 29 November is the big day at Turfentine Racecourse. They're all in the gate. They're ready to go now. Green light about to show, and away they go. Hats off got out well. Hoof Couture is there, and It's a Rush is on its outside, and those three are coming together as they race to get in line to win one of 10 cars on the big day at the Sansui Summer Cup. It's a Rush gets distracted by one of these great fillies at the rail. Hats off, she's going to go through between them. They become homeward bound now. It's a Rush, Hoof Couture, hats off. It's going to be close. They go to the line together, and hats off in celebration of the city has won the Sansui Summer Cup. The Sansui Summer Cup comes to you Saturday, 29 November at Turfentine Racecourse. Get your ticket at CompuTicket now.
Now, one of the leading global public relations networks, Webber Shandwick, has joined forces with the local McCann PR, all part of the bigger McCann Group. Earlier in the week, I sat down with the chairman, Jack Leslie, on a fleeting visit to South Africa, where he spoke about the deal and also the state of the public relations industry and how it's finally coming of age. The past 2 years around the world has seen public relations becoming an increasingly important, critical part of the communications mix. It wasn't always the case. Yeah. What's the change?
It's become much more a strategic part of a marketer's mix. The change from going from a broadcast era to an era of engagement that social media has brought, our growth, which has been double digits, 70% is in the digital area. And our clients are looking at public relations in fundamentally different ways, which means we have to structure ourselves in a very different way.
In what respect, and how have you had to change your thinking?
Well, I tell our own people that I think we need to look and be less like a newsroom and more like a studio. Not that we're no longer about the news, we are, but we're asked now to create content, and to do that effectively, we need to put creative very much at the center of things, and be able to create content that then goes across many different platforms, and that's not what we were looked to do before.
But let me suggest this to you, that if it's all about content creation, it's also then up to the discipline of public relations to keep the high ground in that respect, because the reality is everyone is a publisher these days.
First of all, you have to maintain the edge by bringing in the right kinds of people who understand the strategy that's involved. I mean, if we could quickly devolve to just going and being very tactical, and there we have more limited value to our clients. To the extent that we really understand the strategy behind what it is our clients are doing, it can provide a higher value content, if you will. And also, I think we're doing an awful lot of work on what kind of content really makes a bigger difference. What's more shareable? What are different stakeholders looking for?
Which means in your business you've almost been forced to become a lot more creative in your thinking. So strategy is important, but creativity, which has not always been a hallmark of public relations, has now come to the fore.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we're hiring more and more creative directors from ad agencies because clients aren't looking at that way anymore. They want an integrated solution. They don't want to be burdened by necessarily where the great idea came from, whether it was a PR firm or an ad agency. They want the idea and they want it executed well. So the extent to which we can, by marrying up, do a much better job of that, we're going to win more of the competitive battles for clients.
In South Africa, do you think there's a different approach to public relations given that we're a developing economy?
Listen, I think in all developing economies, there are different levels of uptake, if you will, for what the clients are looking for. And I've been talking to a number of folks here this morning. There was an industry association meeting, and part of the conversation was around a frustration that some of them expressed about being looked to provide much more tactical support rather than really being an important part of the strategic planning or having this creative dimension that we talked about. Sure. But I don't think, to the extent that there's a little slower uptake, I don't think it's far behind. You know, digital is vibrant here. Production is vibrant here. I mean, I don't see dramatic differences, frankly, in the level of capabilities here than I see in a lot of other bigger markets.
And in conclusion, the tie-up between McCann PR and Webber Shandwick, you're also coming into a very noisy and crowded public relations sector. You will acknowledge that. What fresh ideas do you bring? Why should people be engaging with you?
Well, I think they to the extent they really want a integrated solution, and to the extent they're looking for some folks who've really invested heavily in digital and can bring to the table some fresh new ways of thinking. That's why we won the Best Agency of the Year, and we've invested deeply in those areas, and we want to bring that to South Africa.
And coming up on the program, a long-standing commitment to creative communications pays off for a large banking group. And we'll take you behind the scenes of the Red Bull X Fighters World Tour. It's riveting stuff. You don't want to miss it.